Yo, what's up? Welcome to another build guide. So after so many years, finally a strong and viable Archer Ascendant build. So Scion is probably one of the least played characters. I'm not talking about the leaderboard, I'm just talking about build diversity. Yes, you could play Aura Bot, Aura Stack, people play it obviously, and there's a couple of more builds. But for something like a melee or maybe an Archer, he was not a viable option, not that strong compared to a Deadeye or an Assassin, those kind of characters. But right now in Arc Nemesis League, they introduced lots of new cool influence and implicits and also forbidden flame and flesh jewels, which are gonna be the expensive upgrades for this build. You definitely do not need those kind of jewels, but I am also using those. But there are lots of versions. We are gonna check all of those, so don't be afraid. All right, so the build is still fine without any jewels or whatsoever, because we are obviously abusing the new amulet crystallized omniscience. So you can use this amulet on most of the builds. This is probably one of the most powerful uniques PoE has ever seen. So I am actually expecting a nerf, because we are at week 2 right now. I just entered week 3 by the time you are watching this video. We already saw a couple of omniscience builds, not only Archer. There are also some melee builds that I have seen. So people are gonna keep abusing this, and I am also planning to do more builds based on this amulet. So let's just explore the amulet real quick, and I'll just let you watch some boss clips, some endgame bosses, just gonna shred all of them. Then I'm gonna finish the build guide later on. So this amulet just lets you detect as much as attribute you want. You can get attribute plus attributes, flat attributes, percentage attributes, or strength, dex, intelligence. They all work and they all have the same impact actually. So just because you got, let's say, percentage dexterity on an item, it doesn't mean that you should stack more dexterity, because that is normally what you do, right? But no, not in this case, because that will just gonna be percentage omniscience actually. So that's why stacking dex or intelligence or strength doesn't matter. Just get whatever you can get. So we are gonna focus on those on our gear. My character right now has 1560, so more than 1.5k omniscience. Actually, after some point it is a little useless. You still get DPS, but actually other stats become more valuable, like percentage, elemental damage, blood damage, maybe crit multiplier or crit strike chance if your character has not kept crit strike chance. This is not, again, this is not an interrogation build. There is no reason to use that. Most people play interrogation builds, but there is absolutely no reason to play, because my crit strike chance is already 100%. We are using some clever techniques. I'm gonna explain all of those later on. And also penetration is useless thanks to the amulet, because we already penetrate more than 150, I believe. Maybe even more from talent tree. I don't even have boots enchant. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll just let you watch the clips. By the way, you can play any bow skill with this build. Everything is viable. This is simply broken, a broken, powerful endgame Scion Ascendant bow build for you. So enjoy. I will see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, I'm back. I'm just gonna explain everything quickly as possible. But if you know me, if you know this channel, I sometimes talk a lot because I explain most of the stuff. So this is where you can expect to, learn the game, learn the mechanics. So make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Check my 3.17 titled videos. They are all viable builds. I have dozens of those. And obviously expect more builds later. So I already explained the base item, the core item, crystallized omniscience. So that's why you need to stack as much as attribute as possible. So let's just start explaining the items, the rest of the items. So first of all, this is a Trinity build because we are penetrating everything. You can get any element you want. So that's why a elemental damage bow. These are really easy to craft these days after the bow, flat damage buff that happened to weapons in 3.17 Arc Nemesis patch, let's say. So that's why you can easily find these kind of bows. So I bought mine for 5 Exalt, maybe expect higher prices later on because bow builds are kind of meta right now, but not Scion because no one plays it for some reason. So you just want good high elemental damage bow. So mine had 900 something DPS, so just get at least 700, maybe 800, or even go for more depending on your budget. So something like a 5 Exalt or 10 Exalt bow is gonna be enough. This is obviously a bow build, a high budget bow build. Let's say if you want a lower budget build, go check my explosive arrow build guide because that is a low budget league starter build. So you should probably expect to spend around 50 Exalt to finish the build. I actually calculated my budget. I spent somewhere between 50-60 Exalt with everything. But obviously prices are gonna go up after the video, so that's why maybe you need to spend more. But to make the build viable, you need like 30 Exalt. You can just start playing with that. But if you want to delay it, as I did, in this video, if you just want to shred bosses, everything, you should probably spend a little bit extra, at least 50 Exalt, alright? So that clears up the budget question. I always also write that in the description, by the way. So at least 700 elemental DPS bow. You should probably get all the elements, by the way. We are also using a high-res iron body armor. This is a low-budget option, actually. You can even go for a rare item in the end, but I just stick to this because it is easier to keep my suppress spell chance. This character has 100% spell suppress, so you can just face tank most of the spell damage. You don't need to worry about spell. I even face tank Mavens, that cold barrage ability, whatever that is. He says, cascade of pain, something, and shoot lots of cold projectiles. You can even face tank that. So this is a tanky character in the end against spell. And this also provides obviously dexterity and cold damage to bow attacks. That's why you can actually skip cold damage on your bow and just get fire and lightning. Focus on those maybe. A higher flat lightning can also even be better maybe because lightning have a higher damage range, let's say. So if you are lucky with your hits, lightning damage is actually better in the end for DPS. So in the end, make sure you have different kind of elements on your bow and also plus high-res iron. So you can actually use Trinity support and deal all kind of damage and just penetrate everything. Also bow additional arrow, at least one, let's say, to make the build faster and stronger. So that's why you should expect to spend that amount. If you just get rid of bow attacks, fire, additional arrow, by the way, the bows are super cheap because they are actually low budget. Maybe you can just start playing with that. Even maybe spend less than 30 Exalt to make the build viable. So just enjoy and farm your currency. So this was probably the most complicated item. That's why I talked a lot. Alright. So next, Quiver. Again, number 1 stat is probably bow additional arrow. After that, life, crit multiplier. Maybe flat damage. My bow has shit roll, by the way. There are actually crazy flat damage rolls on your own Quivers right now after the buffs in 3.17. So flat damage, crit multiplier, life, additional arrow, damage with bows, those kind of stuff. If you have an open suffix, I didn't have that. You can also put frenzy on crit. I believe there was a crafted veil modifier. You can also put that to generate frenzy charges faster on boss fights. And that's pretty much it. For the base, just pick any quiver you want, but do not get penetration. Penetration just kills 99% of the bow builds. So penetration is not a good stat in this, not penetration, pierce, I'm sorry. The name of the quiver is penetrating quiver. That's why I was confused. So do not get pierce, alright? Pierce just destroys the clear of bow skills. That is simply a null, alright? That is a bad stat. Already explained body armor. Glows. Just put any attribute you can. So you need to actually keep your suppress spell chance. So normally Hyrie offers 30 chance, and I also have 40, I believe. Let me just count it. On the talent tree, 6, 6, 18, and yeah, 30% suppress. So with Hyrie, it is actually 60%. I got Raider from Scion, 20%. And that makes 80%. So that means that my character missed 20% suppress spell. That's why only one gloves with 20% was enough for me. If you are missing more suppress spell chance, maybe you are lower level, maybe you didn't get Raider from Ascendant, alright, just get one more item with suppress, or maybe invest into more suppress passives on the talent tree. So make sure you have kept 100% suppress spell chance, so you can actually be super tanky against spell damage, because suppress is simply broken. I actually expected a nerf, but they didn't do that. But expect a nerf later on, because suppress is simply broken in this game. You should definitely get 100%. So gloves or boots, it doesn't matter. You can even put suppress on your helmet, because all the items are actually rare. I'm not using any uniques other than Omniscience and Hyrie's Ire. So it is super easy to get the rest of the suppress. The next stats are again dexterity, int, intelligence or strength. It doesn't matter, just get some good ones. Later on, life. You don't even need a resist, by the way. Some of my items have resist, but you don't need any of those, because Omniscience just caps your resistances easily. So that's why you should actually focus on chaos resist, because Omniscience doesn't provide chaos resist. It only provides elemental resistances. So try to get also chaos resist on your items. I actually have positive chaos resist, so you do not die to chaos damage, alright? So this character is also tanky against chaos damage. Tanky enough so you don't actually get one-shotted. That's pretty much it. For the good implicits on your gloves, because I didn't pick any influence types, so I can actually buy cheaper gloves. Let's say this gloves was like 1 exalt. And I just crafted the implicit myself, maybe spent an extra 1 exalt for the intimidate. So make sure you use the new orbs, the new influence, Searing Exarch and Eater of Worlds. Just check the POE database website for the good implicits. Maybe you can use even something else. But intimidate is very nice for that additional 10% damage, especially on bosses for some huge DPS. And actually I couldn't keep my hit chance, that's why I picked Frenzy Charge, gives accuracy rating. So that is how I kept my accuracy actually. If you have kept accuracy, just put something else. Just check the POE database, alright? I cannot explain and show you all the implicits. There are lots of stuff. You can even focus on more defense. Some items have +1 maximum resistances, suppress chance, those kind of stuff, avoid ailment, whatever, alright? So you can also put those kind of defensive options on those implicits. Boots, so you already saw that on my boots I have lots of avoid ailment, so that is how you can easily keep your avoid ailment chance. This character is also immune to all elemental ailments, another huge way to improve your defense on an archer build. Again, dex, int, life, movement speed, as you can see, nothing else. So these are cheap boots. You can easily find these kind of boots for like 1 exalt, I believe, the good ones. Maybe 2 exalt if people start buying more, because people use this kind of stuff all the time. Lots of people play Omniscience build right now, not Archer. You can do anything with Elemental, alright? Open suffix helps a lot, so you can put that avoid ailment. You need to keep your avoid ailment chance, unless you have a Shaper boots, because that actually has 35%, I believe, avoid ailment. So unless you can craft or buy a Shaper influenced with that huge avoid ailment, you need to get a regular boots with no influence, with open suffix, put avoid ailment, then use the orbs, Searing Exarch and Eater of Worlds, to put avoid ailment on the implicit. But I actually do not recommend you to get Shaper boots, because you cannot put the new influence types, Searing Exarch and Eater of Worlds, on those, because that is already an influenced item. Shaper, Hunter, whatever, the old influence types. That's why get a regular boots with open suffix, put avoid ailment, then use the orbs, put avoid ailment, then you are kept. The rest is on the talent tree, and that's it. You are kept at avoid ailment, and put brittle ground. What brittle makes is simply increases the crit strike chance of your skills, and the boots actually apply 5%. Normally brittle is maximum 15%. That is what the interrogation jewel does. That is why I'm not using interrogation, because it is useless on this build. I already have 100% crit strike chance. Just check the path of building later on. With this boots, because this boots just caps my brittle, what's that, crit strike chance, because it applies 5% brittle to the enemy. You just need to move through the monster, you know, the boss. The character already has phasing, so once you start the boss, just move through the boss, apply that bristle, and bam, barrage, dead. That is simply how you use that boots implicit. Simply broken, caps your crit strike chance for only a low investment. Simply negates the use of, you know, interrogation, a very expensive jewel. Interrogation also, I believe, removes your chill, freeze, all kind of ailments. So you actually miss that opportunity to shatter enemies. Build also uses Herald of Ice, just visually beautiful. So just skip interrogation. All right, this is how to play this build. You don't want that. What's this? Helmet. I'm gonna explain the rest of the jewelry later. All right. So helmet, because I picked Barrage for single target, I picked Barrage additional projectile. So two things about the helmet. First of all, I got Blizzard Crown for more DPS, but later on I actually figured out that you can actually get a regular helmet. Use the new influence again, Searing Exarch, Intro of World, whatever. Put mana reserve efficiency, and also use the essence. I'm gonna put it on the screen, I don't remember the name. For more mana reservation. Actually, this way you can even reserve Determination Aura. Right now my character has Grace, Hatred, Herald of Ice, Precision, so lots of stuff, but doesn't have armor. So I actually missed Determination. So you can even use Determination with a helmet like that. So that's why I'm gonna also put that helmet in the Path of Building so you can check it. And you can also craft something like that if you want a lower DPS but want to be tankier. So that is the helmet you should use. But I actually figured that helmet later on, so that's why I skipped that. I just played with this helmet instead. So the enchant, again, Barrage additional projectile if you want to play with Barrage. If you want to go with Tornado Shot or maybe Lightning Arrow plus Lightning Arrow Barrage, that's something that you can try maybe, I don't know. So if you just want to play with any other kind of bow skill, just get another enchant. But Barrage is simply way cheaper and probably the best single target skill for bow builds, most bow builds, let's say. Later on, obviously, again, use essences, or maybe your helmet was already crafted. I used the Envy essence for chaos resist, just spammed it until I got life and some attributes. I also got lucky and another open suffix, so put more attributes, that's it. This costed me less than an Exile to craft. The Envy essence is 1 chaos. So ridiculously powerful build for this low investment. Most of my pieces are 1 or maybe 2 Exiled. By the way, my Barrage has up to 50 something million DPS. Yes, more than 50 million. Simply broken, guys. Just play this build. Rings. Again, the only thing you need for resist is chaos resist. That's why I picked Amethyst rings. You must have at least one open prefix on one of your rings, so you can actually put minus mana cost, or also use Replica Conqueror efficiency. I am not using that. I didn't need it because I had one ring with open prefix. So you must make sure that you actually lower the mana costs a little with that prefix open, so you can actually use your skills easier. So I highly recommend you to get at least one open prefix, or use that also the replica jewel. Alright. Other stats, again, attributes. Percentage elemental damage is huge. You should definitely get those because that actually provides even more damage compared to Omniscience. Because after 1000 something Omniscience, actually attributes start to provide less DPS compared to other stats, as I already explained at the start of the video. So a percentage elemental damage or some good flat damage actually is better. So just put the rings on your Path of Building while you are searching for the ring on the POE website, you know, on the market, whatever, and just check if what ring provides more DPS. But again, percentage damage is actually way better later on, so your rings should be something like this. And chaos resist, already explained. Next, belt. This is something that most people misses. For some reason I saw lots of people with other belts, but this is actually the highest damage you can get from a belt. So what's this? Not fractured, synthesized, yeah. Synthesized implicit percentage attribute belts. So right now int stack is kind of dead after the Scourge League removal, because they didn't add Scourge to the core game. That's why the Dorian prototype builds are actually, I believe, worse compared to Scourge, but I'm not sure, I haven't tried those. That's why the prices are cheaper. That's why I picked intelligence. The strength and dexterity belts were actually more expensive, the synthesized ones. That's why I picked intelligence. So just get any attribute percentage. Alright, it doesn't matter. The highest percentage is 15%. With the attribute catalyst, it goes up to 18%. So this actually means 18% omniscience, huge omniscience. So my character right now has 1.5 thousand omniscience. I'm just gonna remove my belt and gonna say how much omniscience I have without the belt. 1.2k. So I just lost more than 300 omniscience from this belt. So this kind of belt is simply overpowered. But if you have budget, if you want to farm maps, you can actually get Headhunter because it also provides 2 modifiers, attributes. So actually Headhunter is a viable boss killer belt. Lol. So yeah, if you have the budget, go for a Headhunter. But if you want to play like I did, if you have a lower budget maybe, or if you just don't want to use a Headhunter, this is your belt, alright? This is the best belt you can get probably. If you know anything better, obviously contact me in my Discord so I can update my path of building. That is always what I do. So any of the items, if you have any suggestions, just check, contact me in my Discord, alright? So after that, again, use essences. Belts already can roll strength on those, alright? Belts can have strength. That's why do not use strength essence. Use intelligence or dexterity essence until you also hit strength. I was also lucky and hit elemental damage with attacks, so this was super powerful, alright? In the end, the belt provided more than 300 omniscience and millions of DPS for me. Finally crafted life. If you are lucky, also get that life roll. That's pretty much it. Attributes, life, elemental damage, and that's it. That's the end of the gear section. I'm just gonna show you a couple of stuff in the path of building, and that's gonna be end of the build guide. Right now my mapping lightning arrow DPS is 5 million. Let's just get rid of berserk for a second, because you can actually press berserk on a Scion. More than 3 million the DPS for lightning arrow, which is overkill for clear skill. Barrage without berserk 36 million. With berserk, bam, 53 million. Simply broken. So how to generate rage? Let's just show that. Because this is Scion, you can actually get berserker. 15% more damage, 5% increased damage taken. That is not that high actually compared to a berserker. I actually haven't noticed that. I can still face tank Maven's projectiles, most spell damage thanks to suppress. The build is only squishy against physical damage because I skipped that armor helmet actually. Not armor helmet, mana efficiency helmet. So if you can also stick in that determination, as I already explained, it's gonna be also in the path of building. Just do that. So that is how you can actually be tankier against physical damage. And also that gain rage on hit with attacks. That is how to generate rage. So before entering the boss, if you just cleared the entire boss map, you will actually have that 50 rage ready. So if I have the rage ready, I'm just pressing that. So the DPS you watched in the clips, most of the DPS was not 53 million. Because you cannot do that on most builds, most bosses. I'm actually using a Little Bright Jewel to get even more omniscience. Yeah, my talent tree is fine, alright. So decent omniscience plus double damage, those kind of stuff. So my Jewel had double damage here, double damage here, double damage here. So this is something that you can expect to spend later on, let's say. Don't get Little Bright at first, because Little Bright is a Jewel that has random numbers. So right now you can see it says 10,000 something. There are different numbers, alright. So depending on the number, it provides different stats. So you can actually buy a Jewel from someone, stick it in your game, and check what you got. So this double damage was not here normally. Without the Jewel, this doesn't provide any double damage. So just buy Jewels. You can also go for the Forbidden Trove Discord, and there are actually lots of timeless Jewel sellers, alright. Just contact them, try to find a good Jewel for your build. So the good stats are, let's just show those here. So a different number will also work, but you need to buy a good one. Double damage, percentage strength, this flat strength. Yeah, this also works. Flat strength or percentage strength. Where is that? Yeah, here. So these are going to be omniscience, obviously. So these are also good. Intimidate. Where's that? If you get intimidate, by the way, you don't need to use intimidate gloves. So just craft something else for that implicit. You can even put rage, by the way, rage on hit, because that also exists on the new influence types. You can also get rage, and I believe generate rage faster, because it, I believe, stacks with the Science berserker. So gain 2 rage probably. That's how it's gonna be. So you can try that if that works, if you already have intimidate from your jewel. So in the end, try to get strength, those kind of stuff. I also even had strength in this trick shot for more chain range, but I believe it is waste of 3 points, so I didn't get that. Because chain range is a little useless. I already cleared the entire screen with one shoot of arrows, most of the times, let's say. Because lightning arrow is simply a very good clear skill. That's pretty much it about this jewel. So in the end, try to get a good one, maybe spend some more to get those double damage and attributes. Lioneye Fall, the perfect slot to use this, I believe. Converts all the other weapon nodes into bow nodes. So these are actually right now bow damage, bow crit multiplier, whatever. So this jewel alone, let's just do something like this, provides ridiculous amount of DPS. So this will just convert all the weapon nodes to bow nodes. So we are gonna get bow attack speed, bow damage, bow crit multiplier. So this is where you should use this. Next, what is this? We are gonna check this final. I believe I also have Watcher's Eye. Yeah, I used Red Aura, Precision Aura. You can also use Anger Aura because this is an Trinity build. You can use all elements. If you have a better cold bow, maybe you can even use Hatred, I believe. But the good, depending on your bow, let's say Red and Anger was my option. This was a very cheap Watcher's Eye because no one uses Red apparently. So that's why I picked Red Precision double combo. I bought this for 3 Exile. You're gonna probably hate me because it's gonna go up in prices. But yes, I paid 3 Exile for this. It was super cheap because no one plays this kind of build, I believe. I'm not sure. Precision, attack damage, red, crit strike chance. If you have anger, you can get anger crit multiplier, anger fire damage. There's also precision, attack speed, precision crit multiplier. So try to get some good Watcher's Eye in the end, depending on your buffs. So precision plus red or anger, because it is hard to use 2 DPS auras at the same time, because we already use also grace for defense with level 3 enlighten. I am not using level 4 enlighten on any of my builds. I just stopped it in 3.16 because it is super expensive and simply waste of currency. You can simply fix that mana from somewhere else. So only level 3 enlighten for 3 exalt. Red Herald of Ice. Alright, also consider using anger if you can find or afford a better Watcher's Eye. This is how to finish that avoid ailment here. Also corrupt blood immunity, so you don't even need to invest in a jewel. So the character is also immune. Again, positive chaos res, 100% suppress, good evasion. I also have a diamond flask. I forgot the, not diamond, granite flask. That's also gonna be here. These are some other items that you might consider using. I didn't use these, by the way. These unused items, alright. This helmet is very good, but it is a glass cannon helmet. You can actually use this. Let's just check if this works right now. Yeah, more DPS. It's a good helmet, but again, a glass cannon helmet, because it provides lots of percentage attributes, which are gonna be omniscience. But I just used a rare helmet because I wanted to be tankier. If you want to maybe push that maybe 70 million DPS or something, consider using this. And finally, yeah, Forbidden Flesh. So we are gonna check the, what is that, Ascendant top classes and see what else you can use, because I actually used Raider, but you can actually get other stuff, and I'm gonna explain how to do those, alright? So the things you must get from your Labyrinth is Berserker for that more damage, Rage, cannot be stunned, alright, good stuff. And also Deadeye. Effect Mark, Kills Fire Additional Projectile, and free Tailwind. So you can actually buy Deadeye Jewel also, it also works, but I bought Raider because it was cheaper. Frenzy Generation, Movement Speed, easier Suppress Cap, and also free Onslaught. You can actually still generate Frenzy Charges. Let me just show it. From here, this also provides some decent DPS and also Culling Strike. Normally I got Culling Strike from Dagger Mastery because it doesn't matter, it just says crits have Culling Strike, it doesn't say Dagger. You can easily get this, by the way. That's why I actually normally don't use this here, because it was also 3 points. But in this here, there is 10% chance to gain Frenzy Charge when you hit a marked enemy. That's going to be bosses, obviously, mostly. So you can actually have that same percentage because Raider also is 10%. So this is actually the same stuff, so you can simply skip Raider Jewel if it is expensive, or again, if you can also get Deadeye Jewel and pick Raider on the Labyrinth. So Forbidden Flame just lets you use +1 Ascendancy passive. That is what the Jewel does. But you also need to get Forbidden Flame and Forbidden Flesh. So they are actually two different jewels. One is red, one is blue. You need to get the same stuff on both of those and stick it in your talent tree. That way it actually works. So I have two Raider jewels. But if you just sold that Frenzy from here only for 4 points, get rid of some other DPS somewhere else, alright, you can easily do that. Get the Frenzy charge generation. Kept your Suppress from +1 rare item. My gloves had Suppress. I already explained my items. But you can also put another Suppress on your helmet or your boots. So Suppress problem also solved. And finally, we are probably gonna lose the 10% movement speed, but for the Onslaught, just use a Silver Flask. Or if you have the budget, get a Synthesized Ring with Onslaught on hit. Those rings are expensive, that's why I'm not gonna even put it here. But there are actually Synthesized Rings that says gain Onslaught on hit. So that's a free Onslaught. But just use a Silver Flask and that's it. So simply you do not need to get Raider. So that's why if this Jewel, this or Deadeye gets more expensive, here is what you can get instead, because I believe they are cheaper, but they are probably gonna go up in prices anyways. So there are also other good Scion top classes, let's say. So Assassin, more crit, generate power charge, Elusive for more movement speed and avoid damage taken. So this is very good. You can also get an Assassin Forbidden Flame/Flesh combination. Let's just check these. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna obviously calculate all the DPS. That's why maybe you can get others Jewel, let's say. But I'm just gonna try to find the good ones right now. But if you think something else is better, just go for that. Occultist maybe for effect curse and also additional curse if you want to use something else. But I'm not sure really. Maybe something else is better. We don't need more penetration. Probably no. I believe Inquisitor is better, let's say. Yeah, this is really, really nice. I'm not sure about the price, by the way, but this actually seems very good. Damage penetration and nearby enemies take 10% increased damage, which is actually a more damage multiplier. As you can see, this provides 5 million DPS. Just says on that green text. So super nice. You can get Inquisitor. I believe these are shit, but I'm not gonna check all of those. For some reason, this is also nice. Oh, 10% strength. That actually means 10%. Oh, yeah, very nice. Very nice, guys. What is that chance to cover? And let's just check if Ash provides any decent DPS. Not bad. Maybe you can pick Deadeye, pick Berserker, and get Chieftain Jewel even. This is also very nice, by the way. 3.4 million plus Ash. This is actually very nice, guys. Chieftain is also nice. Juggernaut. I'm not sure. If you want that endurance charges and also easy capping accuracy, sure. I don't know, maybe. Champion, not that good. We can already get intimidate from gloves. I'm not sure. Slayer, free calling strike, leech effect. That's not bad. I don't know. Finally, gladiator, I believe. Trash, and that's it. So consider getting maybe Assassin, Inquisitor, Chieftain was nice, maybe Slayer, I don't know. So you can easily fix that Raider Jewel from Talent Tree and Flask and rare items. Alright, I already explained. So do not try to get Raider Jewel, because I'm sure this Jewel is gonna be at least 10 Exalt after the video is out. Alright, I bought this Jewel for 2 Exalt, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'm not gonna explain the gems, they are here already. Again, you can use maybe not lightning arrow if you want tornado shot or ice shot. I don't know, anything you want, everything works. But Barrage is probably king of single target DPS. So this is everything about the build. If I missed anything, if you didn't understand anything, just join my Discord. We have thousands of members. Just chat me in my Discord channels, alright? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Play this build before 3.18 because something is probably gonna get nerfed. This is super ridiculous build for its budget. You can also become a Patreon member if you want to support the channel, so I can maybe buy better equipment, to provide you better content, let's say. Make sure you also contact me in my Discord if you are a Patreon member, so I can also make you a, give you that special role. Right now, a guy has that role, so if you want that blue title, just contact me in my Discord if you're a Patreon member. I'll see you later. Bye bye.